What is up, you guys? We are back again with another video. This one is called You Are the Vending Machine, and it is a post by OK Initiative 4089 in the Neville sub. And they posted a couple different posts. They look like they're more active. The one about the myth being urgency was also written by them. So anyways, here it is. There's a picture of like a vending machine, which looks like it's inside of a snow globe at the top of the post. Anyways, your self-concept is not some academic idea that Neville created. One synonym for your self-concept is simply put, your identity. But even then, that does not really get to the root of what he is implying in his choice of words. Your self-concept is loaded with other things, like beliefs, interpretations of memories, ethical interpretations of others' behavior, value systems, and even actions that stem from your current sense of self. In this sense, you can call it an ideology. So, what is a human being to do? Think of your identity like a light switch, but we all inhabit many different states or identities or perceptions of realities. Some days you're an employee, daughter, friend, stranger, etc. These are all different identities that we take on. Each identity or self-concept has certain beliefs about the world. For example, the employee sees the workplace as somewhere where they perform certain physical tasks in exchange for money. Part of the way in which the employee relates to those around them is not as a family member, unless it's a family business. But notice, what is being implied here? Your identity influences your perception and how you define relationships and responsibilities to achieve. This is the same for anyone who would define themselves as loved, wealthy, healthy, or whatever your desire is. Everything stems from your self-concept. If someone is in the state of being wealthy, then wealthy is not something you need to go and earn. You already are wealthy. If you hold the belief that wealth is easy to get, then your path to getting that wealth would be one that was easy. But this is not just about beliefs. This all stems from who you think you are. So, how do you figure that out? Turn off all of the light switches. Turn off all of the identities. Turn off all the reactions. Turn off all of the reasons. That is you. You, the inner person, God, or whatever nickname you want to use, is not a human being trying to magically manifest wealth, hoping it may or may not arrive. You are the being who is all wealth, simply selecting an experience that you want to have in a relationship to wealth. So, if you choose, you can remain in a state of poverty, or you can one day experience wealth. Or you can choose to select wealth outright and persist in that assumption that you already are a being who is all wealth. Remember, persistence is not about persisting as a human trying to create something. Persistence is a form of remembrance. You persist because it helps you remember who you really are when the light switches are turned off. Persistence is the cosmic note you left on your divine refrigerator to remind you that you are not skin and bones. You are the thing that lies beyond it. We are told in Scripture to do this in remembrance of me. What is it that Jesus, our imagination, was referring to? Could it be that it would be to use all of these tools and strategies, everything from affirmations from SATs, to do this, which is a form of remembering? Remembering who you are, remembering your true self-concept. This is how you get the desires you want. It stems from who you are. Just because you have a desire to get something from human perception, it does not mean that you will get it. Human perspective does not promise you anything, especially if that desire stems from a self-concept that does not understand it needs to become first the person who already has what they want. But remember, it's not remembering to become the person, it's remembering who you are deep down beyond the person. I think that English might not be this person's first language, because there are several different types of errors as I'm reading this, and that's why, if you notice, like, it kind of gets me a little bit reading this. But anyways, continuing on. Think of it like this. Your desires are like a vending machine, but you are not looking at the vending machine from the outside, because you are also the vending machine itself, choosing what it wants. You select what you want. You do not create. This is what Neville means when he says this. All states are already created. You simply are the selector. How do you select? By remembering. SATs do not exist to get you what you want. They exist to get you in the state of self-concept of the being that already has what you desire. But it is about being, not getting. The being is what manifests. This means if you have something that feels like it's holding you back, you can use that to remind you that you are the being that lies beyond all the reasons they feel like that, like they are true to you. Unfeeling that so-called truth. Feelings are not the enemy, they're indicators of who you think you are. It is your first port of call to discover what self-concept you have. The main key takeaway is that you are the being behind all the masks that you think are your true self. That's where you begin. That's where your journey starts to become the person who has all the things they want. You deserve them, you really do, because you are already that being who has it all. People are saying that they like this post. Unfortunately, I feel as if this post was very long, lengthy, and wordy for something that I think Neville perfectly describes when he says, drop all states and get into the I am. There's an entire meditation he has in a book called, I think, The Power of the Subconscious. I'm not sure what it's called actually. But there's an entire meditation that he has that is the I am meditation. You can look it up on YouTube. And it is completely dropping all states, dropping all things that you identify with, and just focusing on that I am that is beneath all these other things. I do like the analogy of a vending machine because that is very similar to what Vadim Zeland talks about in Transurfing and in Tufti, the Priestess. What he uses, the analogy he uses in that book, I think is also very good. And that is, imagine yourself going into a big store. You could just say, for the sake of this, imagine you're going into IKEA, because IKEA is a great big store. There's tons of things to select over there, right? And you can, like a store that's like IKEA, right? You can go into the warehouse, you can talk to the vendors and ask what you want for what you want. And you go in there and you say, hey, I would like this thing. And let's say that it is the life of a superstar, a rock star. Let's say that you want to be a singer. And they say, yeah, sure, right away, right here it is. And they present to you, the shopkeeper at the counter presents to you this item. And you say, oh, well, are you sure? Are you sure I can have that? I don't know. You have doubts, right? You say, well, and they said, no, sure, take it. It's yours. Here it is. It's on sale. It's on discount price right now. But then you're like, well, you know, a lot of people say that it's not that easy and it's actually kind of hard, and you know, I wasn't born under a lucky star, and not everybody's able to get what they want. And they're like, still like, well, you know, if you want it, like it's yours for the taking. You can still have it. And then you go back and you're like, yeah, but you know, I don't know if I really deserve it, and it's only for the chosen few. And really, like, I don't have any connections like that. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I wasn't born with all. And they say, oh, okay, you know what? Yeah, you're right. This product isn't meant for you. It's not yours. And then they take it off the counter and you're not able to get it anymore. And I think that is a really good analogy for kind of the way things go in life. And when it comes to your self-concept, when it comes to your beliefs about what's possible for you, and that really is tied into the self-concept, is like, do you believe that this is okay? Do you believe that you're safe having your desire? Do you believe that it is possible for you? Do you believe that you're deserving of it? A lot of it goes back to weeding out those negative beliefs, those limiting beliefs that we picked up a lot of the time during childhood. I have a video, I can drop it right here, about how to systematically remove your limiting beliefs. It is an exercise that I share with you guys on how you can remove those and weed those out. But really, the teachings in Vadim Zeland's book, they are lining up with what he's talking about, and I think they're explained better in that book than in this Reddit post. No offense to OK Initiative. I just think that there is a more concise and more applicable way of understanding what he's talking about. The I am meditation, like I said, and I mentioned, you can find that. It is a meditation from Neville himself, and it goes back into that. And it is really pondering upon this person that you are creating. Who is the inner man? Who is the man that you are constructing, or woman, in your mind? And you are forging this character out of clay almost. Think of that, dwell on that. There's another guy named Art Wendell, I think is his name, and he has posts on YouTube with a green screen in the background, and he also verbalizes this very well about dwelling on the person that you are becoming. Who is this person? Think of every facet of them. You can even write out descriptions of them, how they act in certain situations, the different qualities that they possess, how they handle different things in their life, the way that they walk through life, the grace in their step, the eloquence with which they speak. All of these different things, you get to design this. It's like, think of it like a video game character. You're designing your character. Anyways, guys, I hope that you got some value out of this, my little feedback on the post. And with that being said, drop me a like, drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think about this below. Have you guys had any experience? Have any of you done the I Am meditation? What is your opinion about dropping all states and then attacking it from that angle of a blank slate? Have you dwelled upon the version of yourself that you would like to become in constructing this new version of yourself and building and designing your character, your ideal avatar? Have you done that? Let me know what your experience is with that below, what you guys think. And with that being said, guys, hit me with the subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.